Welcome to another one-way math video. Today's video, we're going to evaluate this expression. When you look at this expression, you're probably wondering, what is this symbol? It looks similar to pi. In fact, it actually is pi. More particularly, it's capital pi. It is very similar to this symbol right here, which is capital stigma. The capital stigma is for summation. The capital pi is for product. So we want to evaluate the product from I equals 2 to n of 1 minus 1 over I. So similar to summations, we can just substitute I equals 2 all the way up to I equals n. So for I equals 2, we get 1 minus 1 half. For I equals 3, we get 1 minus 1 third. For I equals 4, we get 1 minus 1 fourth. For I equals 5, 1 minus 1 fifth. We can keep on going. Let's go to the term before the n, which is I equals n minus 1. That will be 1 minus 1 over n minus 1. And finally, I equals n, which is 1 minus 1 over n. And then we're going to take the product of each of these. So let's simplify all of these first. 1 minus 1 over 2 is going to equal to 1 half. 1 minus 1 over 3 is 2 thirds. 1 minus 1 over 4 is 3 fourths. By now you might see some patterns, so you're probably thinking 1 minus 1 fifth is 4 fifths, which is true. And then let's check for what happened of 1 minus 1 over n minus 1. So common denominator will be n minus 1 times 1 is n minus 1, and n minus another 1. So we have n minus 1 all over n minus 1, or n minus 2 divided by n minus 1. And then 1 minus 1 over n, if you simplify that, you get n minus 1 divided by n. And now if we take a look at each of these terms, you might notice that here's a pair of 2's, 2 in the denominator, 2 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator, 3 in the numerator, 4 in the denominator, 4 in the numerator. So this 5 in the denominator, there's probably going to be a 5 in the numerator. And then last part, we can look at n minus 1 in the denominator, n minus 1 in the numerator. What about this n minus 2? Well, something is going to be over here to cancel in the denominator. So if all these cancels, well, you're left with this 1 in the numerator, and you're left with the n in the denominator. Hence, this will simplify to 1 over n. If this video helped, give it a like, subscribe for more, click on the video on screen to keep learning. Thank you.